Okay, so this is going to be the first video on my channel, and it's going to be me explaining the basic format of how things work. And I'm sorry in advance if there's just horrible audio on this, aside from the rain and my little brother screaming like a maniac because he can't play video games. Um, in the future, I'll probably try to get myself to record in a place where that doesn't happen, but I can't have that happen as of now. In the past, I tried to make this a series of me playing video games, and I was really psyched about that. But as it turns out, I can't do that because PS4 editing and recording in the system sucks, and it would have me export it to my phone, then edit it, then send it back to YouTube. And I'm not doing that because it would just take such a huge amount of time. It would take like literal hours for me to record and edit and get the video up for a video that's supposed to be 15 minutes long maximum. And I didn't want that to happen, and I didn't want anyone to have to watch more than 15 minutes of me doing whatever. So, what's supposed to happen in the content of these videos is every day we'll start out with a flower of the day and a rock or a crystal or a stone of the day. And I should say in advance that I'm also going to be doing some personalized vocal training that's for myself and not really a part of school and stuff. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter is just I'm doing my own stuff and I'm not going to elaborate on that. And then comes to the second part of the recording after I say the flower and the rock of the day, and possibly, if we have enough time, do a little rant about current events or just something that I want to talk about in the video. We're going to get to, to have a loose term, the creepy thing of the day, which would either be an SCP, which I'll go into that a little bit later, a creepy theory on the internet, a creepy, like, cold file case, or ARG, or that type of stuff. I put it in a larger genre for me to sort of have, like, a bigger pool to pick from when I'm doing these things, but the general, like, theme of it is it's going to be, like, creepy, or, like, horror-based, I suppose, while still being, like, okay for me to have for this project. And if you don't know about SCP or what it is, it's a website made by amateur horror writers, mostly amateur, that is about a universe built around I need to pause there for a second, but it's a universe built around, like, the idea that there are anomalous things and unexplained supernatural things in a world, and there is a foundation and several other organizations that work against the foundation or for the foundation that interact with these anomalies. And the foundation is supposed to be a organization that is supposed to secure, I can't English, secure, contain, and protect anomalies. Not to necessarily help the betterment of humanity, but to make sure, like, supernatural things don't interact with normal people. So I guess we should get started with the kind of format now that I've explained everything. Oh, mostly everything. The flower of today I picked was a tiger lily, and I talked about lilies a bit earlier. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, then you're probably not supposed to be watching this video. What are you doing here? Like, why? How did my channel get recommended? I can't English at all. How did my channel get recommended to you? But, I guess I'll try to start with the vocal training, which I guess is just not speaking as fast and speaking slower. along with other things that I might implement later, but I'm not going to implement now because I can't. So the flower of today, as I said, was tiger lily, and it symbolizes confidence, pride, and wealth, and it also relates to purity in some forms of Buddhism and just generally good traits in Buddhism. I don't know that much about Buddhism, so I can't really say that much, but I was saying specifically tiger lily as the orange variant of the lily. And since I wanted to have a matching theme today, the rock of the day is tiger's eye, which is a stone that is said to have give relief for fear and anxiety, and give the wearer, or anyone who has it, balance and confidence, willpower, and stuff. It is also a birthstone, and the zodiac that it falls under is Gemini. So, with that out of the way, and because I don't know if we have enough time left, I'm going to get on to the SCP reading. And, matching with the orange theme that I already have, I picked out SCP-999. So, let me go to the website, which I'm already on, and read it. SCP-999. Item number, SCP-999. Object class, safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-999 is allowed to freely roam the facility should it desire to, but otherwise must stay in its pen either between 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. for sleeping, or during emergency lockdowns for its own safety. Subject is not allowed out of its pen at night or off facility grounds at any time. Pen is to be kept clean and food replaced twice daily. All personnel are allowed inside SCP-999's holding area, but only if they are not assigned to other tasks at the time, or if they are on break. Subject is to be played with when bored, and spoken to in a calm, non-threatening tone. Description: SCP-999 appears to be a large, amorphous, gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime, weighing about 54 kilograms, 220 albs, with a consistency similar to that of a peanut butter. Subject's size and shape is easily malleable and can change shape at will. Though when at rest, SCP-999 becomes round, obligate, and an obligate becomes a round, obligate dome, roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height. The surface of SCP-999 consists of a thin, transparent membrane, similar to that of an animal cell, roughly 0.5 centimeters thick, and is highly elastic, allowing SCP-999 to flatten proportions of its body up to 2 centimeters thin. This surface is also hydrophobic, allowing SCP-999 to willfully absorb liquids. See Addendum SCP-999-A. The rest of SCP-999's body is filled with a viscous orange substance of unknown chemical makeup, although it is capable of digesting organic materials with ease. Subject's temperament is best described as playful and dog-like. When approached, SCP-999 will often react with overwhelming elation, slithering over to the nearest person and leaping upon them, hugging them with a pair of pseudopods, and while nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod, all while emitting high-pitched and gurgling cooing noises. The surface of SCP-999 emits a pleasing odor that differs with whom it is interacting with. Recorded scents include chocolate, fresh laundry, bacon, roses, and Play-Doh. Simply touching SCP-999's surface causes an immediate euphoria, which intensifies the longer one is exposed to SCP-999, and lasts long after separation from the creature. The subject's favorite activity is tickle wrestling, often by completely enveloping a person from the neck down and tickling them until asked to stop, though it does not always immediately comply with this request. Though injuries may occur, SCP-999 has never been found purposely emitting harm to others, and will immediately back away and contract its body into a quivering mound while gurgling in a manner similar to a whimpering dog, simply apologizing for hurting someone on accident. While the creature will interact with anyone, it seems to have a special interest in those who are unhappy or hurt in any way. Persons suffering from crippling depression or PTSD, for example, have reported having a far more positive outlook on life after multiple interactions with SCP-999. The possibility of manufacturing antidepressants from SCP-999 slime is currently being discussed. In addition to its playful behavior, SCP-999 seems to love all animals, especially humans, refusing to eat any meat or even risking its own life to save others. On one occasion, leaping in front of a person to take a bullet fired at them. Subject's intelligence is still up to debate. Though its behavior is infantile, it seems to understand human speech and most modern technology, including guns. SCP-999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets, with M&Ms and Necco's wafers being its favorites. Its eating methods are similar to those of amoeba. There are a couple more addendums down here, mostly with an interview log with SCP-999 that is just a little ridiculous but cute. But I think I've recorded enough for today, or at least for this video, and that I should get to editing. I guess I didn't really, if I'm honest, stick well to my own vocal training today, mostly because I was nervous and because this was my first recording and I wasn't really prepared that much for it, even though I have to get it done. But I think this would be a good place to drop off. If you do want to check out the SCP, if you Google SCP, it'll probably direct you right to the SCP wiki, and again, this was SCP-999.